Hawks fans, there's no way that the Hawks actually do this, right? Is there a chance that the Atlanta Hawks may be able to run a double big lineup? And yeah, Euroball is also a secondary topic in this video as well, because I definitely got to talk about the guys. But welcome back to Hawks Digest. Take off your shoes, leave on your socks. I am Chris Tip Moore, and this is another video for you guys surrounded around, of course, our Atlanta ATL Hawks. But again, guys, there's no actual way that the Atlanta Hawks actually do this. What's this? I'll get into that. But before, thank you to everyone who makes us one of your first listens when you need that Hawks content. We humbly thank you so much for the 43%. And if you are still a part of that 57%, go ahead and become a part of the Hawks Digest Media family. We would love to have you. We talk Hawks, anything big and small. We have it all right here at Hawks Digest. But again, guys, there's no way that these guys actually do this. Will they? What is this? I'm talking about our guy Onyeka Okongwu. Now, there's reports that the Hawks may want to try to run a double big lineup. Now, we already know that was something that was Achilles' heel for the Hawks. You know, two skilled bigs coming at the Hawks last year. Could the Atlanta Hawks really take a dose of the NBA's medicine against them and try to use it against the NBA? Starting with Kristaps Porzingis. Now that we have him, we also have Dante as well. We also have Mo G, I believe, is a utility center as well. I mean, he has the height, correct? But Onyeka Okongwu, the way that he stepped up last year, it honestly, I don't think it's talked about enough. And you think about it, yes, we have, like I said, all those players that we just named, and we have a Jalen Johnson coming back as well. Jalen Johnson is definitely going to be used at the 4 position. So where would that leave Onyeka Okongwu to play the 4 position? Possibly in secondary lineups, you possibly could see something like that. But as much as Onyeka Okongwu did progress, and what I mean by that is, for the most part, Onyeka Okongwu was not necessarily a floor spacer. He was not necessarily a scorer. He did improve on that, though. Even though it was shaky in the beginning, he did finish with 37.1% from deep and maintaining his high 2-point percentage as well. And that's not luck. That wasn't luck. That was the Atlanta Hawks and this staff getting into the lab with Onyeka Okongwu, working with him so he can become better at his game. Also, you got to think about it. He also posted 5 of his 6 highest scoring games in his career in a 36-game stretch when he became the starter, including a 30-point game against Defensive Player of the Year candidate Victor Wembanyama. You seen also Pablo Banchero had trouble with him when he was playing at the 4 as well. It's different aspects of this that makes it intriguing to see if the Atlanta Hawks actually do it. But in order for that to happen, we're talking about Porzingis at the 5, Okongwu at the 4, and Jalen Johnson at the 3. And I feel about as confident as someone that is going into the courtroom and they know that they're guilty when it comes to Jalen Johnson playing the 3, Okongwu playing the 4. Am I tripping, or if I have just not seen enough that makes me confident that those 2 guys can play those positions? I don't see enough in JJ's offensive game. Now, he has time to improve on that. He may come out and show us all something that we haven't seen. Maybe a back to the basket game, maybe a pull-up dribble drive. Who knows? And the same thing for Okongwu. We don't know exactly what he's in the lab working on. They're not revealing a whole lot. You see these guys in the lab, but they're not revealing a whole lot. Yes, we've seen Jalen Johnson with LeBron. We don't know what they're working on. Yes, we've seen Okongwu in Phoenix and in multiple places working on things, but we don't know what all they're working on. So for me, it's more so I have to see it to believe it, because right now, I have to be wholeheartedly, guys. I don't believe it. I don't see a way that you'll see that consistently with JJ at the 3, Okongwu at the 4, Porzingis at the 5. Consistently. I don't necessarily think that we're going to start a lot of games like that. I still see JJ at the 4 and I see Porzingis, I see Okongwu at the 5. You're going to mix up lineups. I do think that. And I'm not saying that guys aren't capable. I just haven't seen enough of it. So that's why I say there's no way that these guys actually do this. Do they? On a consistent basis. Hawks fans, come on, talk with me, talk to me. In the comments, I need you. Because I need to know if I'm tripping. Am I being a little too overly concerned? Should I trust into the development from the Hawks staff that they've been putting into guys like Okongwu and Jalen Johnson, Risacher, etc.? Let me know, because I am a little cautious about trying to run that double big lineup because I'm not sure if Onyeka Okongwu is skilled enough to do it just yet. Now, I know you may ask, okay, so what makes JJ so special? Well, JJ is a point forward. You know what I'm saying? He's already going to be a mismatch at the 4 for a lot of guys anyway, just because his athletic ability and being able to get downhill. Not everybody's going to be able to get downhill with JJ or have the strength or the leaping ability to stay with JJ. Okongwu doesn't have that, respectfully. So, with that being said, that's how I feel about that. But before I get up out of here, guys, I got to talk about, and I'm going to bring them and put them on the big screen as well, because I got to talk about our guys. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Euro ball is going on, and I have to get into each one of these guys. Let's start with Vit Krejci, right? Now, Vit Krejci struggled in his previous game, but he did come back and had a great, well, not necessarily a great game, but he did come back and was leading the game, you know, saying shooting, being the leading scorer for his representation of his country. I like that I see Vit Krejci being more aggressive. Okay, I like it. But at the end of the day, we have to think about it. He's not known as a reliable scorer. But he was leading his team in the first half with 10 points in 13 minutes, and he was shooting efficiently, 57%. Second half, didn't go so well for Vit Krejci. You know, so like, it was even saying that he disappeared in the second half. But again, you got to take this with a grain of salt. Let's not be irrational. Guys are going to have bad games, right? Sometimes guys are going to disappear in games, depending on how the flow of it is going. But you'd like to see that Vit Krejci is still playing. He's getting that summer ball in. And my thing is, it could bode well for his momentum going into the regular season. So that's really what I'm caring about the most. Now, Vit Krejci will be playing basketball again as his team is taking on Nikola Jokic in Serbia. And that's going to be a huge challenge. That is happening actually Monday at 2:15, I believe. So you have that going on. Vit did bounce back because he had a bad game beforehand, but he did bounce back to be able to at least have those 10 points in 13 minutes. You enjoy that first half. You want to see more, you know, saying consistency in the second half. We'll see what happens with that for Vit Krejci. Moving on, Kristaps Porzingis. He had a bounce back game because he did not have a good game in his last showing, but this go round they were playing Serbia. And you seen Jokic and Porzingis battling. Porzingis really, and that's a measuring stick. It really is, because Jokic, MVP type player. And you have to look at that as Porzingis trying to get some work in against him. You need that. And it was really a good game, ultimately, all the way around. And Porzingis, he didn't finish bad against in that showing against him. I mean, he's looking to build that consistency, because in his last game he was like 0 for 5. He wasn't knocking down shots. At the same, it wasn't being able to get up the floor, up and down the floor consistently, I think. So at the end of the day, you still like to see that Porzingis did finish with a solid stat line against Nikola Jokic in Serbia. 14 points, grabbing 6 rebounds, dishing out 2 assists, 1 steal, and also 3 blocks. That's not bad. It's not a bad showing at all, especially like I said against Nikola Jokic and his team of Serbia. So you like to see that his respective team, his countrymen of Serbia. Also, before I get out of here, gotta talk about Zaccharie Risacher, because Risacher's team of France took on Luka Doncic's team. Now, you like to see that Luka Doncic and Zach, you know what I'm saying, is out there. He's playing by himself pretty much. But I like the fact that Zaccharie Risacher is what I meant to say, not Luka Doncic. There's nothing that you should like about Luka Doncic as far as, you know, going against any Hawks player. But I did like, and even though he did finish with 39 points, again, it was the Luka Doncic show over there. It's always have been with us, Slovenia, I believe is what they're called. But at the same time, you did like that Risacher finished with 4 3-pointers, knocking down 4 3-pointers, 12 points in 11 minutes. You love to see that because we're hoping that that's going to translate into the regular season. Risacher also guarded Luka Doncic on the play and forced Luka Doncic into a bad fadeaway shot for an air ball. So again, I said in the last video, Risacher has been working on that defense, trying to get that better. Just being fluent on the court, moving without the ball, moving with the ball, trying to find open shots, and also making sure he's staying with his man. Because my goodness, just overall as the Hawks as a team, we don't stay with our man a lot. So I want us to start trying to do that a little bit more, get better individually as defenders as well as teams. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. But Zaccharie Risacher, he plays today, I believe, as well. At 11 a.m., they will be taking on Israel. So check out Zaccharie Risacher today. You know, so this video is dropping on Sunday, August 31st. And like I said, by the time that people see this, hopefully they have been on Watch Zaccharie Risacher, or they'll be able to catch Zaccharie Risacher from this video. But guys, that's all the time that I have for right now. I'm going to definitely get back into more Hawks news as it comes out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be doing these things. Walter Pollard, I know he's been busy handling some things, but he's going to be right back at you as well. So just keep it locked, keep it tuned at Hawks Digest, and I will holler.